So thanks for joining today. I have been experiencing this kind of crazy weather. It feels a little bit like October to me, with the rain and the darkness. But again, today it's beautiful and sunny. So uh, the cloudy weather and also sort of the back to school time, my grandson's going to kindergarten. And so it's a huge transition for him and my bonus daughter. And it's just got me thinking about transitions, not only, summer to fall, but transitions in life where sometimes we take them for granted. Like we just kind of rush in between meetings or appointments or even poses on the yoga mat. And we don't notice that time in between. And, and there's other transitions in life that are huge and they kind of bring anxiety or fear. But transitions in general are just part of life and a beautiful part of life. And I've been randomly listening to this book by a gentleman named David Brooks, who I don't know much about, but he had this beautiful line. He says, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. And it made me realize, when we pay attention to our full life, to our whole life, to the transitions and how we feel about them, to the space in between the parts of life we feel like that's life, or the poses on the mat, like we're trying to get to this next pose. But the process of getting there is also part of our life. So bringing awareness and mindfulness to those transitions is what our theme is all about today. And it's also a big, beautiful, super blue moon tonight. So just honoring that fullness that it reflects, that fullness of life, the wholeness of everything, and how it is really connected. And to embody that, I thought we could do Hakini Mudra today. So if you'd like to join, please take your hands, take the fingertips all together in a big circle. And then notice if you kind of extra press gently, but press through the pinkies a little bit more, you'll feel maybe a little bit of shoulder alignment. It helps broaden the collarbones and pull the backs of the shoulder blades together. Find a comfortable seat if you haven't already, and please bring Hakini Mudra to your heart. Elongate your spine and close your eyes to whatever degree feels like it'll help you go in. Rest your awareness on the flow of your breath. And today, as you breathe in, just take a little notice of that transition at the top of the inhale. And at the bottom, after you fully exhaled all your breath. Let go of any stress or busyness from the morning. And really tune in to your heart. Maybe if there's any transitions you are facing right now in your life, beyond just summer to fall. In David Brooks' book, it's called Two Mountains. He talks about kairos, time. Kairos is a Greek word. And he explains it as qualitative, not quantitative. The meaningful hour as opposed to the hurried minute. As we contemplate transitions, kairos time is a concept we could apply, especially when we're in a hurry, when we feel like those transitions aren't really a part of our day. They're just something we pass through to get to the next thing. He says kairos time happens naturally for us a lot of times when we're in nature. when we're surrounded by art or beauty, we move more slowly, more serenely, more thickly. If you'd like to join for one Om, that beautiful one syllable mantra that is a big yes to all of life, to the wholeness of life. Please first inhale through your nose, then exhale fully through your mouth, and inhale for Om. Please continue to focus on your breath all throughout class today. Let it be a guide and bring you back, especially during the transitions between poses. If you're still holding Hakini Mudra, feel free to release and flutter your eyes open if they're closed. And we'll start standing today. So make your way up to your feet. Spread your feet just a little bit wider than hips distance. And start to simply rotate side to side. Let your arms flow. And really pay attention with your sight to what's all around you as you move side to side. Start to bring your arms up to heart level. And you can lift up one heel if you want as you move side to side. Keep your knees soft. Tap your heart with the arm that's coming in. Bringing awareness to our heart, our meaning that we feel with our heart, with our emotions. Keep paying attention with your eyes, just being very aware. This pose is kind of like a big transition, whole thing as you wake up the spine and get a little heat going. And now let's add in some breath. So as you go on one side, inhale, and on the other, through your mouth. So go to the 2 inhales, one on each side of the 2 exhales, if it feels okay. So feel free to speed up or go more slowly based on what feels right for you. And go back down to 1 inhale and 1 exhale. All right, gently start to slow down. Let the arms come back down by your sides. And when you find stillness, take a small transition. Turn your toes out so your legs are at a diagonal, toes pointing out, and squat down. Now, going for goddess, you're going to do a few squats. So if your knees are coming way out over your ankles, you can take a wider stance. And you can use your hands to sort of massage your thighs, your quads here as we get a little warmed up. So you can keep your spine long. And look down. Make sure your knees are going out, sort of your second and third toes. Generating a little heat and goddess pose variation. Okay, next you rise up. Take your arms out wide, big star pose. Now this subtle from here is turn the heels out of the toes in. The feet are parallel. Preventing. Inhale, pull energy in. It's like muscular contraction. And then exhale, pulse it out. I will transition back to goddess. So simply turn your heels in, squat down. Feel free to pulse again, or bring the arms to the cactus with full goddess pose. Tip your elbows forward, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Get a big heart opening. And then back to star. Just paying attention. Settle transition. Arms up, heels out. Inhale and exhale. And then pulse one more time back to goddess. Big heart open your chin. It's like a good habit in yoga to keep that chin tucked, kind of counteracts your cell phone habits, leaning forward. All right, inhale one more time. Big star pose, heels out, take up space. And then bend your knees generously, and your legs at the knees, forward. It's a hinge at the hip, and just be slow and mindful on the transition, coming upside down. You can press with your inner thighs out and back, but just note your hamstrings might be still a little bit grouchy. Lean on in the back. We're going to transition to table. All right, so just set your hands under your face and step one knee down, the other knee down, tuck your toes, and let's take just a couple rounds of cat and cow. So inhale your heart forward and your sits bones back. And then exhale, when you pull the navel toward the spine as you arch your back. Follow your own breath's pace here. Coming forward and spinal flexion. And then cat is spinal flexion and cow is extension, like a back bend. Feel free to add any other little movements here of the spine. You can take the hips side to side, do figure eights, anything to just help that spine wake up a little bit. Next, you come through a neutral spine. Drop your wrist creases, make sure they're aligned with the short edge of your mat to your toes. Look forward and then inhale your right leg out. Internally rotate it and flex the foot. All right. Come high on your right fingers. So the right shoulder is a little bit higher, but make sure the right hip is level with left. Exhale, bring the knee towards your nose. It's a big cat spine. And also, your thigh comes towards your chin. Inhale, take it back out long. Real long spine. Exhale, thigh to the tummy, knee towards the nose, big cat spine. One more time out. One more time in on the exhale. And then the transition is going to take that right leg and just cross it in front of the left. So now the right knee is on top of the left. Move your hands a little to the left so your body's aligned. And then take your feet out to the side. It's kind of a funky little leg wrap here. Start to gently pulse your hips back. And then pulse forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. And just take note in your body where you feel this. You might have it in the outer glute, side hip, one side body, and T-band. If your hips are tight and this is hard, you can move the right knee wider so it's not completely wrapped around that left knee. All right. Next time you pulse to a neutral spine, get ready for the transition. Bring the feet more back behind you. Then come high on the right fingertips. And exhale, round your back like cat. Bring the knee towards the nose, pull it up, and come back to table. Move your hands a little to the right. Wash it out with a cow, heart forward, and a cat. And then come to neutral for the second side. So come up high on your left fingertips. Then inhale, take your left leg long. Make sure the left hip is aligned with the right. Exhale, knee toward the nose, big rounded spine. Feel your thigh come towards your tummy. Inhale and back out. Go at your own pace here. Exhale. We're activating the core a little bit here and also giving you a few tips for transitions in yoga. All right. This time when you bring that knee towards the nose, the transition is to move the left knee on top of the right. Then readjust your, take the feet out to the side. Exhale, pull it back. Inhale, come forward. Go at your own pace. Noting the feeling. It's probably different side to side, at least for many of us. And then you pulsed about 3 times and come back to center. Let's be mindful of this weird transitions. Keep the feet behind you, come up high on the left fingertips. Exhale, round your spine, pull the knee towards the nose, and then come back to table, sit down. Rinse it out. Cow, inhale. Cat, navel towards the spine, big flexion. All right, take a child's pose next. Keep your knees, hips with distance. Walk your hands forward, sink your hips back. Make it an active child's pose, so maybe elbows off the ground, toes tucked. That helps get a little stretch of the fascia from the bottom of your feet. See if you can roll your shoulder blades back around your heart. And then to open the side body, take an exhale, walk your hands over to the left. Maybe the right hand is on top of the left. As you open those little intercostal muscles between your ribs. Next time you inhale, walk the hands back through center. And exhale to the second side, to the right. Maybe the left hand comes on top of the right hand. And open up the side body to really free the spine up, to free our breathing, to give more space in that whole cavity around our heart. Inhale, come back to center. And then rise up to table. We're going to set up for our first downward facing dog. So spread your fingers wide, wrist creases aligned with that short edge, tuck your toes. Exhale, press your hips up. Take a moment to paddle it out or stay in stillness as you get used to, again, being upside down. That transition of our hips up brings our heart above our head to help us feel through transitions in life. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it's scary. And sometimes we're just plain unconscious. We activate our heart so we're aware as we move through those key moments, which is all of life. All right, next transition. Inhale, roll forward to plank pose. When you come to Palakasana plank pose, really wrap the muscles around the bones. That just means activate all the muscles. The flesh of your bum pulls towards your heels, and your pubic bone kind of tips up towards your heart. All right, bend your knees generously, press up and back, downward dog. Be mindful of that change, position. We're going to do 3 of these Shakti waves. Shakti is that beautiful creative energy of the universe. Inhale, roll forward. Wait, notice how your toes and your hands are the same distance between themselves in plank and down dog. You have to adjust them slightly, but that's a really good sort of rule of thumb or habit. All right, exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And one more time. Roll forward to plank. This is part of the transition we're going to do in a moment. Step forward. The hard transition for many people, and you roll forward just like you do from dog to plank in that transition. All right, press the hips up and back one more time. Downward facing dog. And then step about halfway up your mat with both feet. Take your feet all the way to the sides of the sticky mat. Align the pinky toe side with the long edge, so your big toes are kind of pointing in toward each other. Microbend your knees. Now, reach the hands forward. They can be on a block or a chair or something if you want, or right on the mat. Start to shift the weight into your heels. Start to shift your hips behind your ankles. You have to reach forward so you don't fall over backwards. Functional forward fold. Keep all 4 corners of the feet attached to the mat, but all the weight in the heel. You might already feel it in the lower back. It strengthens that L4, L5 region. But I really am feeling it in the hamstrings, gastroc, the whole posterior chain. When we sit in a chair a lot for work, our glutes, our hammies, they all kind of go to sleep. So we wake them up, we stretch them out, we strengthen them here in yoga. These practices are great habits to help us move forward with great mindfulness. All right. Take one more breath here, maybe shift the hips back further. And then next time you inhale, come forward, bring your palms to your shins, rise up halfway. Weight is on all four corners of the feet. Take a deep exhale here, elongate your spine. And then microbend your knees, inhale, rise up, hands overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Step into about hips width distance. Inhale your arms again overhead. Hold your right wrist towards the left. Microbend your knees. You can gently look down or up here as you open up the side body. And just see how it changes with your gaze. All right, the transition that we're going to move towards center is rooting down. Press down through your feet. Inhale, rise up. Really lengthen from toes to fingers. And exhale to the second side. Microbend the knees again. Hold the left wrist. Gently pull to the right. And Uddalasana, another side opener, side crescent. Help us free up our spine. Okay, be mindful of the transition. Inhale, root down, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees. Fold again, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. The shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, hands down, step back to down dog again. Adho Mukha Swanas. Feel free to pedal it out a little. And then we're going to go through a transition. That transition where you raise the right leg in three-legged dog and then you step forward. And it's very challenging for many people. So we're going to break it down. All right. So first, come high on the right fingertips again. Now, inhale your right leg high, three-legged dog. Internally rotate the foot, flex it. All right. Now, as you exhale, it's a big shift forward like you're going to plank. It's also bringing that thigh tummy in a big spine. So exhale, round the spine, bring that thigh towards the tummy, and then step the right foot forward. If you don't make it, don't worry about it. Use your right hand to step it up. All right. With your left hand grounded on the mat, take your right thumb, bring it to your right shoulder, the front of the shoulder, face you. Now, stare down with your left hand, okay? Start to twist around the thoracic spine. Take that elbow up to the sky, take a little chicken wing. Keep looking down. Now, extend the arm long. Finally, take your gaze all the way up. All right. Take that right hand, bring it behind your head, tap your heart, press your arm into the forearm, and then inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, bring that right hand down, frame the foot, and take the left foot down, shift back into Ardha Hanuman, half splits. Breathe as you open up the hamstring here. Internally rotate the foot. If you can flex the toes back, that's great. If they go forward, no biggie. All right. The transition now is to inhale forward, come into this low lunge. Extend the back leg long. Now you're in a pyramid form. And then walk your hands to the left. Come to a wide-legged forward fold. So turn the right toes in. You can stay high, or you can fold down, pressing your inner thighs out back. You can hold your toes. As you press the hips back, it's going to feel it in the adductors, those inner thighs, you might feel it in your hips. And then gently, this is kind of an interesting transition. So come with your hands to the left again. Turn the left toes toward the back of your mat. You can turn the right toes at a diagonal, 45 degrees. Now you're in that pyramid form with your left leg forward. It's a wider form for me that doesn't feel very good on your body. You can shorten. The left hip back if it came forward. And then one last little mini transition here, okay? If it feels all right, lift your right hand outside of your left foot. Start to twist a bulge triangle with our hands now. So twist, you'll probably feel it on the outer thigh, the side body. When you exhale again, unwind. Walk through that pyramid. Be mindful then to come back to wide-legged forward fold, turning your toes in. Take one breath here. And then walk the hands back towards the front. Bend the front knee, come high on those back toes. And let's step back to downward facing dog. Right foot moves back. Scan your body. Maybe notice how it feels differently each side. And then we'll set up for that transition on the left where you step between the hands. So come high on the left fingers. That gives you a little more room here. Now, inhale the left leg high. Internally rotate it. It's the foot. Exhale, bring that thigh towards the tummy. Round the back like cat. Exhale fully. And then shift forward like you're coming into plank. And then step the left foot between the hands. All right, from that lunge with the right hand grounded. Left thumb to your front shoulder. Keep staring down. Now twist fully around that thoracic spine, rib cage area. Then extend the left arm up. And finally, follow it with your gaze toward the sky. Our spine is designed to twist around that rib cage area. And when we look at first, sometimes our neck and our arm can cause the twist to happen in other parts. We create these good habits, twisting where the spine is best designed. All right, exhale, bring that left hand down, right knee down, shift your hips back, Ardha Hanuman, half splits. Second toe goes toward the sky, you're flexing your foot. The more you pull back with your foot against the mat, the more intense the stretch is, so just be compassionate with yourself. Sometimes in transitions, we just expect that it shouldn't be a big deal. So being gentle with ourselves as we go through changes in life is key to really feeling them all, to really experiencing those beautiful moments that make up all of life. All right, one more breath here. The transition to be mindful now is inhale, big open heart, look forward, come to that lunge. Now extend the back leg up and the front leg long. You're in a pyramid variation here, or a hamstring open. Start to walk your hands to the right, come into that wide-legged forward fold. Notice that you got to move your left toes so they point to the back. Sorry for my backside here. Hopefully you're not even looking at it. Wherever you are. Micro bend your knees. Really press with those inner thighs out and back. Open your hips. The hip opening on the back side. Awaken up. All those muscles might be asleep from sitting too long. Okay. Inhale, rise up halfway. Hands under the exhale, walk your hands toward the back of the mat again. Turn both feet a little towards the right. So those right toes point perfectly forward to maybe 45 degrees. A little wide pyramid variation. Micro bend that front knee. You can stay high or fold in whatever feels good. And then the last little transition, if you want to play, if you press into the big toe of the right foot, this helps with balance in this pose. Take the left hand outside of the left foot, the right hand a little bit outside of that, and just twist. I feel it totally different in different places on this side of the body. So just make note, bring awareness and consciousness, this little change. And then unwind on the exhale. Walk the hands back to the left. Take just one moment in pyramid to honor that step. Then turn the right toes toward the back again. One breath here and wide-legged forward fold. And then walk the hands back to the front. Turn those front toes toward the front, high on the back toes. This time you're going to step to the top of the mat. So press to the back foot. Right foot meets the left at the top. Fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. That strengthens our lower back. Your shoulders away from your knees. Exhale, fold as deep as feels good. Inhale, up, way up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, take a moment to tune into your breath. I usually flow here through some form of a Surya Namaskar, a sun salutation, but in honor of the full moon, we'll do a Chandra Namaskar, a full moon salutation. I'm going to apologize, I come to my neck. There's too many left and rights here, so I can't mirror you. So please listen to the cues. It's going to probably look opposite on the screen. Come to the top of your mat and stand with your feet about hips-width distance apart. Inhale, take your hands above your head. Join all the fingers except for the first one together. So Tara Bodhi. Inhale, reach up, root down. Exhale to the left side body. Inhale up. Exhale to the right, another crescent. Inhale back through center. Now this transition is a big step to the left. So open your arms, take that left foot and step out. Take the arms at heart height. All right. Turn your heels in and squat them into goddess. We did at the beginning of class. Elbows tip forward. Tuck your chin. Big open heart. Inhale, rise back up. Gently turn the heels out. Now we're going for triangles. Big hip openers. Take the left toes toward the back of your mat. Just in the right tuck, reach forward, come down, microphone the front knee. Now, triangle is a heart toward the sky in a pose. So if you come down so far that your heart's facing the earth, bring the hand up a little higher on the leg or the block. The right arm goes toward the sky. And then exhale, slowly and mindfully take that right hand down, frame the foot with your hands. It's another pyramid variation. If your left hip has shifted really far forward, take your thumb and gently pull it back so it's as aligned with that right hip as possible. Okay, we're going to transition into low lunge. Come high on your back toe. Bend both knees, bring the right knee down. Inhale, rise up to the other. Navel toward the spine. All right. Exhale, take your hands down inside of your foot. Now, lift the back knee. Walk everything to the right. Turn the left toes to the right. Bring your hands on your face. Left knee's bent 90 degrees. Right leg is full out. Crouching tight. You can shift your inner thighs out and back. Big adductor, opener, another part of our leg that if we strengthen, it helps us with that natural sort of opening of our legs that happens if you sit a lot. All right, to transition to the other side, we're going to come through wide-legged forward fold. So inhale, press that left leg long, shift the hands a little. And then exhale, come into crouching tiger. Now the right leg is bent 90 degrees. All the toes are pointing forward toward the long edge of your mat. All right, take one more breath here. And then turn the hands to the front of the mat. Walk to the right. High on your back toes. And then drop the left knee. Anjaneyasana toward the front of the mat. Inhale. Right leg is bent 90 degrees. All right, exhale, frame the foot. Take that back leg up. So you're in that pyramid variation again. Drop the back foot at 45. This is a much more complex namaskar than we usually do. So just honor that it's a different flow. Okay, we're going to go into triangle from the ground up. So take your right hand, move it inside of your right leg. Take the left arm high. If your heart again is kind of coming down toward the earth, bring that right arm higher on the left. Triangle. Use the power of that front leg. Press in, rise up. Turn your right toes in. And then bring the heels in. Goddess again. Elbows tip forward. Big heart opening. Now we're going to take a big step to the left as our transition. Inhale, reach up, Uttar Booty, take the right foot distance from the left. Exhale to the left. Inhale, exhale to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Find your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose to try to quiet the waves. Your breath has gotten a little heavy. All right, Chandra Namaskar and our big blue super moon. Second side. Inhale your arms up. Cross the fingers, 4 fingers. Exhale to the right first. Press. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. The transition is the big step to the right this time. So hands come apart, take the legs wide, turn the heels and toes out. Goddess. Open your heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind the heart. Inhale, arms out, palms down. Turn your right toes toward the front of the mat. Shift forward, triangle. That right hand comes down, left arm high. Exhale, bring the left hand down, frame the front foot, pyramid. You can pull the right hip back and come forward with your right thumb. All right, exhale, bring the back toes, heel up, come down, left knee, rise up, Anjaneyam. Low lunge, the right lunge in front bench. Exhale the hands down inside of the foot. Elongate the back leg, walk all the toes to the left so they're facing the front, along the side of your mat. Crouching tiger, the left knee is bent 90 degrees, angle the knees over the ankle. Hands can be out in front or right under your face. And we start the transition with our inhale. So inhale, elongate the right leg, come through wide-legged forward fold. And then exhale, bend the left leg, crouching tiger, second side. Inhale, walk the hands toward the back of the mat. Come high on the back toes, turn the left toes to the back, come right knee down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, frame the foot. Bring the right knee up, elongate it, and drop the back foot 45 degrees. Pyramid, left leg is long, facing the back side of your mat. And do triangle from the ground up again. So take the left hand inside of that foot, right arm toward the sky, and then find your triangle. That left front knee is micro-bend, heart open. And this big transition is helped by pressing through the big toe of the left foot. Inhale, activate your core, rise all the way up. Turn the heels in, goddess pose. All right, last big transition. We're gonna step our left foot to the right. Inhale, bring that left foot to right, Uttar Booty. Exhale to the right, side crescent. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, Hakini Mudra at your heart. Press all the fingers together to really open the heart, expanding these collarbones. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Find your breath. And then turn to the front of your mat. Take a big inhale, take the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the hands back, come into plank pose. Take a moment to feel the power, wrap your muscles around your bones. And then feel free to lower your knees first. The transition from plank down to the mat, keep your elbows by your sides. Exhale, lower down. Untuck your toes. Inhale, rise up, low or high, whatever feels good on your lower back. Exhale, lower down. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, palms facing down. Let's do a thigh stretch. So inhale, take your right heel towards your bum. Take your right arm out long. You can cross this left one into angle for balance. Then rainbow it back, grab your toes. If your knees sway down, just bring it back towards center. If this hurts your lower back, feel free to come down with your chest on the earth, pulling the heel towards the bum. Release the right side. You're in Sphinx. Take one breath here. And then pull the left heel in towards the bum. Left arm goes long. Reach back for your toes. Gently pull in. It's an external rotation with that left shoulder. If you just sunk into your right shoulder like I did in Sphinx, press against the right elbow. You gently look to the left. It'll help level the hips. And release. Come back for one more breath in this little mini back bend of Sphinx. The more you pull back with your elbows towards your hips, deeper the spinal flexion or extension, excuse me, or your sides of your ears back. Create some good habits around cell phone, neck. All right, release, bring your chest down, bring your hands by your sides, tuck your toes, step them back into another downward. All right, we're gonna do that transition again where we step forward. So down dog, come high on your right hand fingertips. Inhale your right leg high, put on mukha. Now it's a shift forward toward plank and pull the thigh towards the tummy. In, exhale, thigh towards the tummy, shift it forward, pull that foot up, step between. With the left hand grounded, take your right thumb to the right shoulder, twist around the thoracic spine as you gaze, and then the eyes. Exhale, bring that hand down. Transition to the left, come back in a wide-legged forward fold. Be mindful of those toes, the right toes coming forward. We're gonna go back to the back of the mat like we did before. Turn the left toes back. You're in that sort of longer pyramid with the left leg forward. Now, this next transition is really funky, okay? If it doesn't work for your body, I'm gonna give you another way to get here. In life, sometimes transitions don't go how we want them to. But you can use the practices of yoga to ground, to get calm, and just get back into the game. Okay, wonky transition first. Start walking your hands to the left, outside of that front knee. Bend the back knee, onto your toes. Bend the front leg. Right knee will come down. Sit back on your hips. Okay, I'm going to turn so you can see me. We're coming to Gomakasana. So the left leg is bent, the knee is over the right. Both legs are bent. You can hold your toes, open your heart. Now, if you got totally lost in that transition, come to table. And just like we did in the beginning of class, hold the knee towards the nose and then step the left leg in front of the right. Gently spread the feet wide and sit back. Gomakasana. This is one of the best poses to wake up sleepy glutes, to turn on all the muscles that go to sleep when we don't have the best habits sitting on. If you want to add in the arms here, you can take your left arm out to the side, palm forward first, then turn the thumb down so the palm faces back. Turn so you can see this. Take that palm behind you so the back of your palm, back of your hand, touches your heart. Take the right hand out, thumb faces up. Inhale that arm up, bend at the elbow, reach back, touch your heart. If your fingers come together, great. Press your hand into that form. And if they don't, that's okay too. It's a big correction of the shortening of the pectoral muscles and the lengthening of the back lats and for shoulder muscles that we get from too much computer use and cell phone use. Okay, if you took the arms, release them out long. Bring your hands down. Now, the transition to get out is interesting too. So take that front push, your left foot, bring the sole of the foot to the mat, start to turn to the right. We're going to come back to wide-legged forward fold. Bend the front knee, extend the back leg long. Start to turn to the right. Come back, wide-legged forward. Some transitions are messy. See how you feel when they are. All right, we're going to make our way back to the front of the mat. So walk your hands back, bend the front knee, and step back. Right leg meets left down facing. Good. Scan of your body. And let's even it out. Second side. Inhale the left leg high. Come high on the left fingertips to give yourself room as we step forward. Exhale. Side towards the tummy, big cat spine. Step the left leg forward. With the right hand grounded, staring down. Left thumb at the shoulder blade. Twist around the thoracic spine. Extend the hand and gaze up. Take the left hand back behind. Tap your heart. Lean the head into that forearm. And then extend it back up. Take it back down. All right, the funky transition. Take your hands to the right, turn the left toes toward the long edge. Come through wide-legged forward fold. Now walk your hands to the back of the mat. Turn all your toes toward the right. Take a moment in pyramid. Right leg is long, knees might go down. Okay, if you don't get the transition the way I cue it, I'll cue the one from tabletop again. So start to move your hands to the right, outside of that left foot. Bend the back knee on those toes. Take the left back knee down. Start to drag that front foot back so the right knee is on top of the left. Gently hold the feet. If this didn't make sense to you, if that transition was just too wonky, come to table. Exhale, bring the knee towards the nose. Step that right foot around so that right foot is in front of the left. Take the feet wide, sit. Breathe. If you'd like to add the arms, right arm out, thumb faces down, palm back. Exhale, bring the back of the hand to the back of your heart. Take the left arm out, palm forward, thumb up. Inhale it up. Exhale, touch behind the back. If the fingers come together, great. You can also use a towel or a strap if you want, but just this process of bringing both hands to the back, pressing your head into the forearm, is a huge counter pose to help with good habits, mindfulness, help counteract some of the habits we have that don't serve our bodies well. We took Gomakasana arms. Please release them both back out wide. Okay, we're going to unravel this messy transition. Take your hands down to the left. Come on to the sole of the right foot. Hands are down there. Bring the back knee up. Now you can turn toward the back of the mat again. Come into wide-legged forward. Inhale, walk your hands back towards the front of the mat. Bend the knee, come high on the back toes. Step back, down, dog. All right, pedal it out. If you're flustered with the transition, see if you can be mindful that it's part of life. Sometimes it's messy. And how do we work with transitions when they're messy? All right. Exhale, bring your knees down to the mat. We're going to come to a seat. If it works for your body, just cross the legs behind you, walk your hands back, bring your body down. Take your legs out in front of you. Gently move the flesh out of the way until you feel the sits bones connect with the mat. Internally rotate your legs, flex your feet, open your heart, hands behind you. Paschimottanasana, or forward fold. This is a wonderful central nervous system calming fold. See if you can keep the lower back long, right? Now, what that means is instead of like arching over as you forward fold like a cat spine, see if you can do a cow spine a little bit. Your tummy will come forward, your thighs more. So inhale, take your arms. Exhale, hold the tummy towards the thighs. Keep your heart high. You might feel it in the lower back really quickly. You can drop your hands down. You can use a strap to hold your feet. But see if you can keep that lower back long, really extending the spine here. Tummy connecting the thigh. Press with the big toes forward. Pull back with the baby toes. So the foot is across. If you want, you can curl all the way down with your head. It feels okay. Especially if your tummy is aligned with is seated on your thighs. And just feel how it feels when your back's a little more rounded versus if you raise the heart up and long spine. And do which one feels good for you. All right. Next time you inhale, walk yourself up. And do one counter pose to all the twistiness that we did today. It's a symmetrical long pose. Take your hands behind you, face your fingers back. Really opens your heart. Pull your chin back. First, bend both knees, bring the soles of the feet close to the body for reverse table. Now, when you come into reverse table, you're going to shift your hips high. If it hurts your wrist, readjust them. You can turn the fingers towards you. You can turn them halfway, whatever feels good. Exhale, hips up. Keep the chin tucked. Don't let the head drop back. Press the hips toward the sky, really opening those shoulders. And if you want, you can walk the legs out long, heels for reverse plank. And when you're ready, exhale, release, bring the hips down. Let's just keep going to the mat. If you want to activate the core Navasana, goat pose, this also really supports lower back. Pull the knees up, zip the legs together. Take your arms either behind the hamstrings, point the foot, so point it and flex your toes back. Open your heart, stay here. Take your arms out, legs out, whatever feels good, and then slowly lower down to your back. If there are any poses you really need and want here to feel good, please go for it. I'm going to cue Happy Baby, and then we'll take Shavasana. For Happy Baby, inhale both knees in first. Hug towards your heart. Take the knees out wide, take the soles of the feet towards the sky. Hold either the sides of the feet or legs behind the hammy. And gently pull down with the fingers as you press up the feet. If you can make contact with your sacrum, the bottom of your spine and mat, and then the spot at the base of your skull, the occiput bone, that helps extend the spine even here in this grounded symmetrical pose. Feel free to rock side to side. Feel free to take one leg long at a time or both legs long at once. Enjoy another round of breath here. Ananda Balasana. Be baby. When you're ready to release all effort, please let your legs come out long on the mat. Let your feet fall open. Bring the arms down by the sides, palms toward the ceiling or sky. Shavasana is that time when our body integrates all of the poses, all that wisdom, all of the mindfulness in those transitions, and it makes sense in our bodies. So we rise up in just a few minutes, a little more in tune with all of those key moments in life, transitions, everything else. All moments are key moments, and life itself is great. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you like. You're ready to close together. Please bring awareness back to your breath. Wiggle your fingers, toes, wrist, ankles, whatever helps bring you back to here and now. Be aware of that transition. And when you're ready, bend your legs one at a time. Turn to your side and come into a fetal position. Press yourself up to a comfortable seat with a long spine. As we always do, please bring your hands together. Anjali Mudra at the heart. And bow your head to your own heart. May our practices of yoga truly help us move forward with mindfulness through all of the moments, the big events, transitions, the small stuff. And may we honor them all as the fullness of our life. And may that honoring be not only of benefit for us, but for all beings. Thank you all so much for practicing. Namaste.